Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I wanted to take a couple minutes and just talk about my thoughts about the fatal New York City Bell 206 crash that happened last week. This accident is incredibly hard to process. There is a lot going on with this. The loss of life is absolutely devastating. The pilot, the family on board, it's a really bad one. I didn't personally know this pilot, but a bunch of people that I know knew this pilot, and the family on board, the kids, it's just hard to really process it. I have flown this exact same route. I used to work in New York City. I was a charter pilot and a tour pilot. I flew this exact same route hundreds of times, so I'm intimately familiar, and maybe that's one of the reasons why this one is really affecting me a lot, but I know this is affecting a lot of other pilots and people in the industry a lot, let alone the families of everyone involved. It's just an incredibly difficult situation, this one. It just is hitting a little bit different. Every accident is extremely hard and sad, but the thought of a family together in the back of a helicopter and their life coming to an end like this is extremely hard. And the pilot and his life coming to an end like this is it's extremely hard. This video is not a speculation video. I am not doing accident analysis. That is not the purpose of what I want to do. There are plenty of videos out there, and you know, there's a lot of mixed opinions about doing an accident analysis, like what actually went wrong. I think there's two sides to this. Yes, it is way too early to do an accident analysis. Like, we're not the NTSB, we're not the FAA. They will go through and they will do a full investigation. They will understand all of the factors that led to why this helicopter came down in the way it did. But also saying that you shouldn't do speculation is a non-starter. For people in the helicopter industry, for pilots, mechanics, operators, owners, people that ride in the back of helicopters, clinical crews, just everyone that's involved in the helicopter industry, we're all very STEM-oriented, science, technology, engineering. We're very math. We're all very analytical. We like to understand cause and effect. And one of the most important things about the aviation world is we learn from accidents. So to say that you shouldn't speculate about an accident, it's just a non-starter. It's not going to happen. It's a task that you can't ask people not to do. So speculation is going to happen. That's just not what my video is going to be. I don't feel like I have all the facts and all the knowledge to know how to determine what happened here. There are plenty of theories out there, and there's plenty of videos you can go watch that. But in this video, this is my response, and this is how I think about how to move forward and what the top of mind things should be for people in the industry, for people that fly helicopters, work on helicopters, that are involved around helicopters. It's not how the accident happened, it's what you need to think or how you potentially could think moving forward. And one point that I do want to make, which is a tough point to make, but I do believe that this may be one of the most filmed accidents that has ever happened. Pretty much immediately as soon as it happened, we had videos, and those videos are incredibly graphic and terrible. But in terms of accident investigation, videos are one of the best pieces of evidence that you can have. You can literally see what happened. And in New York City, there are cameras everywhere. When I worked in New York City, one of the things that you're taught is there are cameras everywhere. Not just stationary like CCTV and security videos, but every time you're filming, there are multiple people recording. So as soon as this accident happened, there were videos, and I believe that this may be one of the most filmed accidents that have ever happened, and I think that is extremely beneficial in terms of accident understanding, because we are going to have a very clear understanding of what has happened. Like I said, there are already theories out there, but we are likely to know exactly what happened, and I think that is extremely beneficial for the industry and improving safety as we go on. The real reason I'm making this video is to speak to the pilot community, the aviation community, the helicopter community, people that fly helicopters, work on helicopters, own helicopters, operate helicopters, work in helicopters, are just kind of involved in the helicopter industry, because I know I'm not the only one that's pretty shaken up after this. After every accident, I feel shaken up, because it's traumatic the way that helicopters crash. It's not smooth and it's not easy. It is extremely traumatic and it really shakes you up, and the loss of life really shakes you up. And it's not just me. When these things happen, every single time I get a phone call or a text from my mom, from my wife, from my family, from my friends, and it is extremely hard when people reach out and they're like, "Are you okay?" And thank God you are okay, but people question, should you do this? Your parents, your spouse, your family members, if you ride in helicopters, they ask you, why? Is it worth it? Is it safe? What happens if you have kids and you're in an accident? And it's not just family members that have these questions. I have these questions. Every time there's an accident, I wonder to myself, is it worth it? Is it worth the potential of what could happen? And I want to address those questions and those thoughts in this video. So to get to the point, is it worth it? The answer is 100% yes. Every time there's an accident, I ask myself, like, is this worth it? Like, Devin, come on, man. Like, should we really be doing this? And after I have some time to think about it, I always come back to the answer of, yes, this is worth it. It is incredibly important that helicopters are around. It is incredibly important that pilots are around. This industry is profoundly important. The work we do is not just exciting and fun. Yes, it is those things, but it is life-saving, crucial. The entire chain of the helicopter industry is incredibly important to the world we live, to making this place a better experience for everyone, making people's lives better. Every step of the chain is critically important. You have the obvious life or death, life-saving industries and roles that helicopters exist in. The industry I work in, EMS or helicopter air ambulance, I have been at the controls of a helicopter that saved someone's life, multiple people's lives. If we were not there, if I was not there flying the helicopter and my crew was not there, people would have died. Plain and simple, right there, the helicopter industry matters. Search and rescue, going and finding lost and sick people, saving their lives, it matters. Firefighting, putting out fires, trying to save life and property, it matters. Law enforcement, getting bad guys in jail to keep the rest of us safe. These missions are life and death, and pilots are the lifeline. Helicopters are the lifeline. The people that work in helicopters and work on helicopters and are around the helicopter industry literally make the difference between us being alive and us being dead. And then you have some kind of behind the scenes operations that helicopters do that the general public might not understand how incredibly important it is. This is utility, power line work, installation, power line maintenance, offshore oil and gas, offshore wind. These people that work in these industries using helicopters literally keep the lights on, they keep the power grid going, they keep houses warm, houses cool so that we can live, they keep ventilators on, they keep electricity going so that people can breathe, that their lungs can work, they keep hospitals going. The work that helicopters do to keep electricity flowing in every different country is so incredibly important. Some of the electricity services that we have could not be done without helicopters. Like literally pulling power lines so that we can stretch power where people can live. Offshore oil and gas, the helicopters that bring the workers out to their offshore oil rigs so that we can refine oil and keep our houses cool and warm, and the electricity to keep the ventilators going. Offshore oil and gas almost couldn't exist without helicopters. That job is profoundly important. Pulling power lines, utility, construction, building things with helicopters. So incredibly important to keep people's lives better and to keep them going. And tours, even helicopter tours, yes, they matter. You may be asking yourself, like, Devin, how could a helicopter tour matter? I will tell you. The first point I will make about helicopter tours is I will argue till I'm blue in the face that it is profoundly important and worthwhile for helicopter tours to exist for people's dying wish. To go and see some of the greatest wonders of the world, like Hawaii, Alaskan glaciers, the Grand Canyon. This is some people's the pinnacle of their life. When they get to go see the Grand Canyon from a helicopter, that is profoundly important and life altering. To go see Hawaii from a helicopter, to see the incredible earth that God made in a helicopter, and to go see glaciers, that is profoundly important, and it is life altering and life making for people. And us in the helicopter industry, we can maybe not realize how important it is, but people come away from these experiences on a helicopter tour with a different appreciation for life. And even for that right there, I would say it's important. And sometimes someone will step into the helicopter and it'll be so incredible that it sparks a little light inside of that person. And they think, wow, helicopters are really cool. And this light continues to grow and to burn. And this person thinks, maybe I can become a helicopter pilot. Then they do some research and they go to flight school and they become a helicopter pilot and they work their way up the industry. And that person who rode in the back of a helicopter now goes and saves people's lives, whether they do search and rescue, law enforcement, firefighting, helicopter air ambulance, offshore oil rig. This person that was in the back of a helicopter and it was just a helicopter tour is now making a profoundly important impact on the world from a helicopter tour. The ability to change someone's perspective and to give them a life-defining and a life-altering experience is so important, and the potential for a spark and a fire to be lit inside of a person that goes on to become a pilot who can go on and save lives and change the world is profoundly important. And maybe most importantly of all, flight instructors. I think you can make the argument that this is the most important job, and if you have been a flight instructor or if you're actively a flight instructor, this is to you. I've been in your shoes. It is a grind. It is a dangerous, tough position to be a flight instructor. To teach someone that knows nothing about aviation how to become a pilot is it's hard to put into words how intense that experience is. Without flight instructors, none of this happens. None of those absolutely critical, life-saving, life-changing missions happen. You need flight instructors to teach pilots how to fly and to get them going in the industry. They build the next generation of pilots. They shape the safety and operation of how these pilots are coming and what they're going to do in the future. Flight instructors are the first and most important link in the chain, and that job matters. None of this could happen without mechanics either. The mechanics that wrench on these helicopters, that fix them, that keep them airworthy, that maintain them, none of this could happen. Pilots do the operation, but maintainers and mechanics and mechs, 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 these people keep the operation running, keep the helicopters going so that the crucial, important, critical work can get done. None of this could happen without maintainers. None of this could happen without the people in the back of the helicopters, the people that do spotting, that do medicine, that do all of the different roles that helicopters can serve, linemen, all of these people involved in the helicopter industry that do these profoundly critical jobs matter. To my fellow pilots, people involved in the helicopter industry, family members, friends of people in the industry, this is for you. If you are shaken up, that's okay, and so am I. Every single time I'm shaken up. It is incredibly sad. It is hard to describe the impact that it has to see these accidents, but I want you to know that what we do matters. It makes a difference. We train hard, we keep studying, we want to be as safe as possible, but one of the things that comes with this industry is that we understand the gravity of what can happen. No one involved in this is unaware of the potential for an accident. It is all at the top of our mind. We don't want it to happen. We do everything we can to alleviate it, but we understand that it can happen. And that is part of the risk we can do because we understand the benefit that we provide to our fellow citizens and to our fellow humans. You may have met some pilots that you think it's all about ego and personality and adrenaline rush. And sure, there is some of that too. We have to enjoy our jobs, so we do enjoy the cool aspect of our job. But I'd say for the majority of the pilots I know, it is about the purpose, what we do. We enjoy what we do, but the jobs we do matter. Without this industry and the pilots and maintainers and the people that ride in helicopters and the people that work around helicopters and the operators and the owners, the world would not be what it looks like today. Every day, lives are saved and lives are impacted in a positive way, and people's chance at a greater quality of life happens because of this industry. We choose to accept the risk because we understand how important it is. So if you are asking yourself if this is worth it, if I should keep doing it, if you're in flight school and you're wondering, is it really worth it? Should I do this? The answer, in my opinion, is yes. Because helicopters matter, and so do you.